a bulletin in from the National Weather Service. A tornado warning has been issued for the Tri-State area. Severe damage is imminent.
All right, huddle up, GT fans. This is Tornado Watch 97. I'm Rob Pratt, along with the coach, my good buddy Geno DeMarco, and let's talk about Taylor, #1 ranked defense, and you guys just look spectacular.
Well, Taylor came in with the #1 ranked defense in the Mid-States Football League, and we ended up scoring a lot of points. Give a lot of credit to, our kids offensively for executing, and defensively, I thought that was probably the best effort we had, to date. So it was a great day.
The pride of Forest Hills High, Justin Myers, his fourth touchdown performance.
And that's never been done before in a Golden Tornado uniform, to have four TD days, and he just gets better every week.
You love this kid. Ron Michel comes up big, 5 huge catches.
Ron Michel, like we said before, is probably the most exciting player at this level, and he does so many things for us. He returns kicks, returns punts, makes the average play great. He just is one of those players that can take a play and put 6 points to it.
Let's get off the headline, guys, and talk about the guys, interior offense, interior defensive line.
You know what, Rob? Football comes down to D linemen and O linemen, and it comes down to making sure those guys can get it done. And we've got a good group of kids up front. Every week they're getting better. On the offensive line, they're young, but they're improving. And with the D line, we've got some seasoned people, and they're getting better too.
The team for all seasons right now, Taylor and the GTs on Tornado Watch 97.
In week 4, Geno DeMarco unleashed his high-octane offense on unbeaten Taylor University. The 12th-ranked Golden Tornadoes and wide receiver Ron Michel set their sights on a 3rd straight win, as well as Geneva's record book. Michel caught 5 passes for 142 yards to become Geneva's all-time leader in all-purpose yards and receiving yards. Meanwhile, Justin Myers penned his 3rd straight chapter in the GT's record book with 4 TD tosses.
Coming left to right, Myers takes the handoff. Play action rolls to the left side, wants to throw. Has the Clemencic wide open down at the 45 of Taylor, down the sidelines, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Look at that speed out of tight end Ken Clemencic.
The Golden Tornado defense limited Taylor to just 69 yards rushing and forced 2 turnovers in their 2nd consecutive dominating performance.
Split out to the short side of the field, the left side. That's the side he wants to throw to. Now he's in trouble. They got him. They'll drop him back to the 30-yard line. There's a sack.
Myers' heave to Mike Holleran put the lock on the GT's 3rd straight win, a 47-14 rout of Taylor.
Really, other than the 47-14 score, just a big boost as far as confidence for your football team. Nice win against Taylor.
Yeah, great performance. The key is every week you got to get better, and I think we did.
I'll tell you, deafening crowd on the Geneva College Golden Tornado Radio Network, and 8,000 or close to it fans. Malone rolls into town, and nice performance by your football team.
Well, we had almost 8,000 people in the stands on a Saturday night homecoming game against a rival that's given us some fits over the years, and it was a very satisfying win. Defensively, we improved. We stopped their running game, and offensively, we were able to convert on some crucial plays. Mikey Holleran, I think, had 2 touchdowns. And again, Justin played real well. So it was a total team victory against some people that we desperately wanted to beat.
And let's talk about their defense a little bit. It's up there in the NAIA. These defensive players from Malone definitely bring a lot to the table.
Well, Malone is ranked. They're 2nd in the conference now behind us in defense, and they've done a great job at Malone, and they're basing their program on defense, and that's why they've been successful. But we had a total team victory. Offensively, we moved the ball. Our special teams played real well, and we're just able to overcome, as we talked about before, not the monkey, but the gorilla that was on our back.
You know, listening to the game on the network, you know, you hear the names of Fath and Rebar, and you think back to the championship feeling that New Brighton had a couple of years ago, and these two guys are starting to get their sea legs, too.
Well, we've got a lot of kids on our team that have been in successful high school programs, have been champions, know what it takes to win, and that's what it's about, making the commitment to win.
Do you think this win over Malone is going to help you as far as the mental aspect of the game?
Well, I think, you know, it just gets to the point where you want to play against the standard every week and not try to focus on who the other team is. It's us versus us, and we got to improve against that standard every week.
Not only a game, check out this crowd, Malone homecoming. Talk about a 150th anniversary celebration. They're rocking and rolling at Reeves Field on Tornado Watch 97.
On a near-perfect fireworks night at Reeves Stadium, the Golden Tornadoes set out to avenge 3 consecutive narrow defeats against rival Malone. Geneva's offense foreshadowed the post-game display with an explosive show of their own. Once again, it was Myers, Clemenson, Holleran, and Ron Michel lighting up the autumn sky with big gains and exciting scores. Ron Michel set Geneva's career standard for touchdown reception with his 23rd scoring grab in the 3rd quarter. On defense, the GTs were sparked by 2 consecutive John Rose INTs. The Golden Tornadoes harassed Malone quarterback Chris Hawkins at will, recording 4 sacks in the process. The homecoming celebration began on the football field, spread into the stands, and finally lit up the Beaver Falls sky as Geneva exploded past Malone 33-12.
Enough on Malone. The video told the story. Just an amazing day for GT fans. I want to talk about Tri-State on the road, and I'll tell you what a nice come-from-behind win. 21-point deficit, the biggest in the school's 105 years as far as the program. I mean, Melvin Cobb getting the running game going. Justin Myers, 2 more touchdown passes, 18 on the year. A great day for Geneva College fans.
Well, it was, Rob. It was probably the most satisfying win we've had in 5 years. To be on the road, be down 21-0 at halftime. They had the football in the second half. We were not playing exceptionally well, but give them credit. You know, offensively, they're one of the best teams in the country. And to be able to come back and win the game in overtime, the first overtime win in the school's history, very satisfying.
All right, listen to it on the Geneva College Golden Tornado Radio Network, but now we get a chance to see it on Tornado Watch 97. Check out these highlights.
And doing everything we got to do to beat this team, all right?
Geneva issued tornado warnings to Tri-State in Week 6, but in the first half, the GTs found themselves in the midst of a thunderstorm. The Tri-State Thunder turned Golden Tornado mistakes into touchdowns en route to a 21-0 halftime lead. Ron Michel and the Golden Tornadoes weathered the thunder, then conjured an offensive storm of their own. Michel caught 14 passes for 240 yards, pushing his career receiving total to 150, while amassing 337 all-purpose yards, all Geneva College records. Melvin Cobbs and Tim McGraw recorded third quarter scores to narrow the Thunder lead to 7.
Myers to McGraw. Brings it wide left side, looking for a place to cut bomb the seam. Down inside the 10, the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Tim McGraw.
Oh, brother, what a run. And Timmy goes in from 13 yards out. Geneva's cut the lead to 8, and it could be down to 7.
With the season on the line, Ken Klemensick caught a Justin Myers pass to pull Geneva to within 1.
Touchdown, Geneva.
Oh, my, what a great play by Klemensick.
Jason Gill tied the game with a picture-perfect point-after touchdown.
And it's good. So Geneva comes back to tie the game at 21-all with 1:53 left to play.
In overtime, Geneva's defense held Tri-State to a field goal, setting up another fantastic finish. On second down from the 8, Myers again found Ken Klemensick for the game-clinching score. For the GTs, the 27-24 comeback win over Tri-State kept Geneva's postseason aspirations intact.
I know someone who was smiling while listening to that Tri-State game. Head coach of the Baldwin Highlanders and formerly of Aliquippa, the legend Don Yanessa, Kenny Klemensick, his protege. Now your tight end, another big game for Kenny.
But big's a good word. He had 2 great big catches. One at the end of regulation. It's the last chance we had. It was 4th and 5, and he caught the tying touchdown. And then in overtime, we throw it to him again, and he wins the game for us. So Kenny's done an outstanding job for us all year. He's going to go down as one of the best tight ends we've had at Geneva.
And, of course, Todd Durish most recently, and now him. You've been pretty fortunate.
All we sure had at that position, and Kenny's just carried the torch.
Speaking of carrying the torch, this guy's been carrying the load. Ronnie Michel, a player profile. When we get back, yes, much more still to come on Tornado Watch 97.
Ronnie Michel is probably one of the most exciting players at this level. He's the type of player that can take an average play and make it great. He's the type of player that can actually control the outcome of the game and change the course of the game. And he does it through punt returning, kick returning, and at receiver.
Well, I chose Geneva College because of their academic and athletic programs. I had a couple opportunities for Division I schools, and I chose Geneva athletically because of their football program. You know, I sat down with Coach DeMarco and spoke with him, and I really felt that this program had a lot to offer athletically. There was a lot of potential with Coach DeMarco as a new coach coming in, and the program was going to turn around, and I really want to be a part of that and have a chance to contribute.
His commitment to being the best is unsurpassed. He is always in the weight room. He's always asking me about things that he needs to do to improve, and his work ethic has been passed down to the younger kids. He's such a great role model.
It's my leadership role on the football team. I find that this year more than ever that I've had an opportunity to work with the younger receivers, like one-on-one, to work with them and to try and to input a little bit of what I've learned over the last 4 years. That the same thing that, you know, that some of the older guys from the last couple of years, you know, put into me, and I try to give back in that area as far as leadership. Not necessarily like the captain role, but as a silent leader, just to talk with the guys and be with them one-on-one. I think is very important to me to try and help this team. This past summer, I went on a missions trip to Mexico City. I went over with a church there, and we went over there to minister to the young kids on the streets. We had Sunday school, sidewalk Sunday school, We minister to thousands of kids there. We actually would go into a school or a street, you know, and then all the kids would come up, and we would present the gospel in a way that they could understand, and through drama and through ministering. And I was excited to see that, you know, a lot of kids come to know Jesus Christ through our efforts there. It really, really changed my life. I had an opportunity to really to pray with kids, to hug kids, to cry with kids, to laugh with kids. And to that means more than catching touchdowns or to doing anything. And it changed my life to understand that I am extremely blessed to be able to go out on that football field on Saturday and play. As I see little kids who just don't even have close to what I have. And that really changed my view on a lot of things. And that just did amazing wonders to my life. And I'll always hold that close to me.
Ronnie Michel, after this season, will go down as one of the greatest receivers in the history of Geneva football. And he's probably going to take with him a number of personal records. But the thing that just impresses me about Ron is his commitment to the team. After the first game, he got double-teamed, and he came out of the locker room and said, "Hey, Coach, I blocked. I did a great job blocking. If that's what they want to do, I'll block."
I try to pride myself in working as hard as I can and to do whatever I can to help the team win. And I think that's during the off season, and that's trying to stay and catch balls and lift. That means going down the field and blocking 100 times and catching one ball. I think that whatever it takes at the time to make this team win, and that's what I pride myself in doing. And if I just see myself on the field, I'd like people to remember me as somebody who just works extremely hard. That's the most important thing to me. Game day for me is, to me, it's just real intense. I kind of get to myself, and I get to think about things. And there's a saying that I got out of a book, and it says, what you imagine today is what you'll experience tomorrow. So a lot of times during that day, I sit and I imagine myself catching passes. I imagine myself making moves and running and returning kickoffs. And that's what I do all the way up to the game. I just picture myself doing this over and over and over. That day is just a special day, man. It's a special day, and it's a feeling you'll never ever get, anywhere else. It's just that feeling, and it's a great feeling.
Welcome back to Tornado Watch 97. This is Rob Pratt, and talk about excelling in excellence. So Ronnie Michel, some kind of athlete, no doubt about it. Let's talk now to a couple of gentlemen that are joining us on this program, and they are Dave Layton, Director of Admissions, and also James Boelkins, Jim, as we call him. He, of course, the Provost, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Hi, guys. Welcome. All right, let's talk to you, David, about admissions, something you know best. Boy, enrollment is just going up, up, and away. What about it?
We've experienced some growth over the last several years. We're up to about 1,900 students now, with about 1,300 on campus.
1,300 on campus?
1,300 students. Mm-hmm.
All right, other than the visual aspect, which I see every day driving through Beaver Falls, incredible growth, what are some of the reasons why so many people are being attracted to Geneva College?
Probably one of the most important things is a Christ-centered education. Our professors come also with that in mind, integrating faith and learning in the classroom. They have the opportunity to experience hands-on experiences. They have the opportunity to work one-on-one with the professors, since they're the ones in the classroom with them.
This hands-on aspect, something that's very important, correct?
It is. The students really want to know that they can be prepared for what they have to go do once they leave the campus and once they graduate.
And also this caring facility, faculty aspect too, how they really do get involved with these students in and out of the classroom.
Since the professors come from their field before they teach, they come with that experience. They have a lot of contact with the students. They're able to get them involved in working in their field.
All right, to Jim Boelkins now. Jim, let's talk about accredited programs, chemistry, business, engineering. It's just amazing what's happening at Geneva.
Recent program accreditations in business, and engineering are significant. I should note that institutionally we've been accredited since 1922, demonstrating that we have a very clear mission and the resources to do it. Secondly, there's a myth in higher education that Christian colleges are something less than in quality, and having these program accreditations prove that that's false. And most importantly, in the accreditation gives us an external validation and gives the public an external validation of the quality of our faculty and the curricula, and it also makes them competitive in the workplace when they graduate.
All right, Jame Boelkins and Dave Layton. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Rob.
All right, we'll be back on Tornado Watch 97. James Dittmar, Director of Master of Science and Organizational Leadership. He's coming up next when we continue. Stay tuned. All right, Rob Pratt saying welcome back, Tornado Watch 97. Up next, Jim Dittmar, Director of the Master of Science in Organizational Leadership program, joins us now from Geneva. Jim, good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Rob.
All right, let's talk about the program. What is it?
Well, it's an innovative graduate program for working adults. It's a program that we've spent about 3.5 years developing, and right now we're very excited about what's happening with the program.
Let's talk about the purpose of the program. What is it?
Well, the purpose of the program is to provide an innovative and non-traditional approach to graduate education for working adults. And it's that structure that often is an attraction to people who are working full-time and who have families and other commitments. Certainly the content of the program, the organizational leadership, is an exciting, cutting-edge field, and a lot of people are really being attracted to it right now.
I mean, let's face it, you can get master's degrees and there are master programs all over the country, but what sets this master's program apart at Geneva and other institutions?
Well, again, if you look at the content of the program, the subject matter, organizational leadership is a topic that has created quite a bit of interest in the last few years, particularly in light of the way organizations are changing. And also the concern over ethical leadership. We believe very strongly in that, and of course at Geneva our ethical base comes from a biblical worldview.
All right, it sounds very successful. Now here comes the $64,000 question. Have you graduated anyone yet?
This November we'll graduate our first group of students. One of the unique aspects of the program is that we start a group of students together and they stay together for the entire 22-month program.
And that group study, if you will, really pays big dividends in the long run, don't you think?
It sure does. The group method is a very helpful method. It provides support for people. It provides a very exciting, facilitative, interactive learning environment as people get to know each other over time.
Right.
So,
Jim, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, Jim Dittmar joining us. When we come back on Tornado Watch 97, Huddle Up, Geno DeMarco joins us. We're going to talk about the next three opponents, Walsh, St. Ambrose, and Tiffin. You won't want to miss it. Geno DeMarco next, right here on Tornado Watch 97. We'll be right back, everybody. All right, welcome back. Tornado Watch 97 rolls on. Rob Pratt along with the head man of the GTs, Geno DeMarco. Now, we talked about 3 prior dates for Geneva College. Let's take a look at the present and the future. Next stop, Reeves Field. Want to see all of you GT fans there Saturday night under the lights at 7 o'clock. Walsh is coming to Beaver Falls.
And they're the 10th best team in the nation, and they're playing very well, and it will be our toughest test to date, so we need everybody there. 7 o'clock Saturday night at our place under the lights. We need another packed house.
Oh, it can happen, no doubt about it. All right, next after that, St. Ambrose. Tell me about it.
Well, St. Ambrose is Davenport, Iowa. Will be our longest trip of the year.
How long is it going to take you to get there?
Well, the way we're doing it, we're actually going to bus and fly, so probably about 6.5 hours as opposed to just busing, which would probably be about 14. So they were 9-1 last year. They were ranked in the top 15 last year. And they have an offense that's nationally ranked. That'll be a tough game on the road.
The cornfields of Iowa.
That's right. And then we finish with Tiffin in the next 3 games. And Tiffin will also be actually in a field that's right next to a cornfield. So that's an away game. Tiffin's always given us problems. They're a rival. And that'll be another conference game. So the next 3 weeks are very crucial to our success.
You know, something that I've noticed is the fact you've got so much preseason hype, and now the season is rolling on. Everybody that you face wants to knock the GTs off. I mean, no matter where you're going.
Well, that's why you have to play against the standard, and you can't worry about who you're playing. And every week, you know, you get 10, 11 chances during the regular season. There's no reason why you can't go out every week and play against the standard. But you're right, Rob. I think people are starting to circle us and say, wait, we got to beat these people.
There's so many people involved with this program other than the coaches and the athletes. But let's talk about some of the administration who's really given you more than a helping hand to get this thing turned around, Coach.
Well, I think that represents a total team effort at Geneva. We all believe in the same thing. We believe in a Christian-based education. We've got great administrators, Dr. White, Jame Boelkins, you had on this show. You know, these people have provided tremendous leadership, and it just filters all way down. You know, everyone has to be on the same page. You need to go in the same direction and be successful, and that's what's happening in Geneva.
Well, like Jame Boelkins was talking about, you know, listening to the broadcast against Tri-State. These people are really involved with this program.
Well, I think, too, because they're involved with our players and our students. And, you know, we have a family atmosphere at Geneva. That's what we've been selling, our God, our family, and the Golden Tornadoes. And, you know, that's going to be our focus for years to come.
Everything's right with the world.
Well, after the overtime win on Saturday, it was.
All right, the head coach of the GTs, my buddy Geno DeMarco. We want to thank all of you for joining us right here on Fox Sports Pittsburgh. And we'll be back in just a couple of weeks with another edition of Tornado Watch 97. Until then, good night, everybody.